Good afternoon. This particular video is talking about big words, epistemology and ontology. I know this is always a favorite for the students. Just kidding. Anyhow, let's get into the articles. Tarlier, 2005. Thought that this was actually a good one because if you look at the preamble for this particular article, it starts out with the quote, "Nursing's disciplinary recognition of multiple ways of knowing reflects an epistemological diversity that supports nursing praxis." Isn't that just mind-blowing? Anyhow, what does this statement mean to you? If you were to have to kind of unpack this, what does that actually mean to you? And I'll actually repeat it one more time. It says, nursing's disciplinary recognition of multiple ways of knowing reflects an epistemological diversity that supports nursing praxis. Not practice, praxis. Anyhow, that's a great topic to start. In many ways, this article is actually advocating for greater diversity. Does this seem like a good thing? Later on in this video, I'm going to ask you the question on what your view is on the words epistemology and ontology, but I'm going to leave that for a little bit later. Schultz and Malise. This one's going back, 1988. There is interesting amount of actually conversation about nursing and nursing theory back in that particular day. Be something interesting to kind of, reflect a little bit more on. And what was it about that time period that made this such an important topic to talk about? I sort of call it the question of the course, in that in any of these articles, what was it? What was the environment that was actually influencing the authors to believe and to write the way that they did? And this is a great one to think about with that. The authors relate that epistemology is the study of what human beings know, how human beings come to know what they think they know, and the criteria for evaluating those knowledge claims. And I thought that was actually a really great definition actually of it. So the question that I asked with this is, what is the process by which you come to know things? How do you know what you know? And what is your process of actually gathering, processing, and evaluating new information? The next article, Reed, 1997. This is an interesting article because it has the big word ontology, which again later we're going to talk about what is your definition of ontology. But it tries to elucidate the ontology of nursing. This is a tricky process, as the author proposes that the word nursing itself is actually the ontology of the discipline. I was sort of making a little bit of a joke that this is one of those articles that has a tendency to make your head hurt. But it's interesting. You have to sort through it. And again, ask the question, what is it that this particular author is influenced by? What do you think that they are trying to overcome by writing this article? What do you think about this particular article? Is Dr. Reed just trying to make a grand theory, or is there really a substantive way that she tries to actually lay out the foundations of our profession? Is there a method to her theoretical madness that she's actually proposing within this? Does it really make a difference whether nursing is part of a meta-paradigm concept, if you think of the nursing meta-paradigm concepts? Or is nursing just a descriptor of the profession? Is it actually a socially constructed descriptor? So those are some of the questions that we're going to be talking about, hopefully. And ultimately, one of the things that we're going to be talking about is, what do the words ontology and epistemology mean to you? How do they influence you as a registered nurse? How does your ontology, some people would call that worldview, how does your ontology affect how you are as a nurse? How does your epistemology, or the way that you look at knowing and knowledge, how does that influence the way that you are as a registered nurse? Those are some of the questions that we're going to be talking about. So, looking forward to it. All the best.